All right, here's lesson 8-3, examples 5 and 6, graphing and translating logarithmic functions. Some things you need to understand about what they told you in the book. It's a little bit wrong, but this part is correct. Exponential and logarithmic functions are inverse functions. Now remember back in chapter 7, we learned how to find the inverse of a function algebraically by switching the x and y and then solving. The way they do it in the book and how the transforms actually are is wrong. But we're going to just stick with the basics here and use our A, H, and K transforms just like we've been learning all year long. Basically, you got to understand the graph reflects over the y equals x line. So our new anchor becomes 1, 0. So let's check out that right there. If our exponential, it'd be 3 to the x equals, or 3 to the x plus 1 equals y. If our exponential, if this was an exponential function, it'd be growth like that. Now the y equals x line is this 45-degree line right here. It's every x coordinate equals the y coordinate. If I was to reflect this graph over the y equals x line, my new anchor would go right there, and let's put this in a different color. The new graph would look something like that. Hope you can see that on the page. Yeah. But because we have an h here, remember h is attached to the x and it always lies plus 1, so I'm going to move it left 1, so my new anchor becomes actually the origin, and the graph would just be a translation to the left. We're going to stick with that concept even though it's not specifically actually correct, but we're going to stick with this concept because we're still working with the concept of A, H, and K. So let's do the same thing over here. Our new anchor becomes 1, 0. We start there. This is a K. Remember, if it's not in parentheses, this is in parentheses, so the plus 1 is attached to the H. This is outside the logarithm, so it's minus 3. So we're just going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Right there's our new anchor. And it kind of looks like this. Remember, we need to label our anchors. 1, -3.